Hello, my darlings, and welcome back to another juicy session. Today I'm going to talk about, are you actually hiding yourself in the spiritual closet? Oh, yes. So I meet so many people and speak to so many people on a daily basis that are hiding their spiritual gifts and have hid their spiritual gifts for, sometimes by the time they come to me, they could be like 35 plus, like 35 years of their life. And the reason for this can be quite varied, but I think it's really important to highlight this and bring it to you all because our spiritual gifts are so wonderful, so beautiful, yet they can also feel like a curse. And I can't believe I'm saying this to you all because I'm usually Spirit's number one biggest fan. I'm normally like, yeah, everybody go for it. Connect your spiritual abilities, shine and share your beliefs and talk about crystals and talk about everything that you normally do with Spirit in your own journey. But it's actually really difficult to share at times when it feels like you don't understand why you're having the experiences and why you have certain abilities and how it actually fits into a normal world. And if you've had a particularly religious upbringing as well, it can feel almost like you're going against your religion to actually then step into a spiritual side. So I completely understand, and I'm speaking from all the years of speaking to people in all different backgrounds, all different religions, all different beliefs all over the world. But also, I was a closet spiritual hidden case for many, many years. And I didn't share so profoundly like I do now. Now we've got the podcast, now we've got YouTube, now we've got social media, now we've got TikTok, now we've got mailing lists, now we've got clients. Like, that wasn't who I was. Like, I was not a person that would share my abilities and certainly wouldn't talk about spirit. And my reasons were I wanted to be normal because I felt so abnormal for so long. I can't even begin to tell you. Like, now when I look back, I think, oh, you poor little thing. It was such a hard journey. It really was. But I felt like a weirdo for a whole life, like some oddball. And so all I wanted to do was be normal, whatever normal I went. So I don't know what I actually thought normal was. But just be normal, just be Katie, just be a little girl that went and played on the playground and had her friends around for tea and her friends, everyone else could see them, not just her. Like, I just wanted to be just a normal person. And so your spiritual journey isn't set to you to be tortured. It's not set for you to kind of feel ashamed of it. And it's also not there for you to go and share it if it doesn't feel like it's the right time. Like, divine timing with this is everything. And so on this podcast, not that I need to give you permission, but I feel like sometimes we need someone to give us permission. So I'm going to give it to you now. Here is your permission. You do not need to share your spiritual beliefs, your spiritual journey, your spiritual thoughts, your spiritual practices. However you evolve with your gift, you don't have to share it with people unless, here's a side note, unless you actually really want to. So there's your permission. You will know when the time is right for you to share it. And you will know when it feels like right to even either burst out into the open world with it and make a big announcement, or slowly start integrating and dropping hints throughout your life and through people around you that you are looking at more of a different perspective on life, that you are doing different things, you're trying different abilities, you're trying different skills. Like, you're allowed to do this journey and you're allowed to share it in a way that feels good for you. So there's your permission. And also, if you do feel that you're heavily judged from people around you, so it could be that your parents don't understand it, your family members, your partners, they don't all understand it. And if that's the case, you can have a private journey, because when we are in those early stages of spirituality, you're very malleable. So if you feel that somebody's saying something that you could even slightly fear to be true, it can shut you down on your whole journey. So say, for example, you're like, oh gosh, your biggest fear is I'm going to be woken up and there's going to be an alien or a really dark spirit or something horrible following me around. That was my fear. And then somebody you love and trust and have been connected to for a long time says to you, you should never mix with spirit. If you mix with spirit, then you're going to end up with this aliens by your bed and dark spirits looking over you at night. You're naturally going to be like, oh my God, I trust that person. You've got a really strong relationship with them. They've always been there, always supported you. So who are you going to pay attention to? You're going to pay attention to them. And those people wouldn't have said it to make you feel bad about yourself. They wouldn't have said it to kind of put the fear of God into you. They would have said it because they're coming with love, and they may have genuinely been concerned that could actually happen to you. So they share it with love. And so you feel that surety. So then you stop in your tracks and think, well, yeah, this is too risky. I'm just not going to do it. And this is how my journey was. And so I encourage people, if you are on this pathway and you love spirituality and you love sharing your gifts within yourself, like you're loving sharing the journey within yourself, and you want to be able to carry on with that, like you're not knowing where you're going with it, you're not knowing why you feel good with it, you're wanting to explore different techniques, different ways of connection, all the beauty of it, keep it private until you understand fully and have that relationship with spirit and yourself. Like, it's such a private thing, it really is. And whenever I speak to anyone that's like just met someone new in a relationship, in a human relationship, and they're like, oh, I've just met someone new, and I'm like, oh my God, tell me all about them, spill the juicy tea. And they're like, yeah, they're really nice. I'm just going to see how it goes. I'm going to pace myself with this one. And I'm like, well, tell me all about them. Let me see a picture. Do you want me to read them? No. I just want to kind of see how I go with it. I just want to see how the relationship takes shape. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I always respect people for that, because what they're actually doing is they're recognizing this relationship feels good. There's something about it that's making me feel connected I haven't felt before. And I don't want to share it until I know what it means for me. I don't know what this means for me. I don't know how I can actually share this at the moment. I don't want to tarnish it. I don't want to make too much of it. I just know that it's doing something, and I want to kind of see how it naturally evolves. So if you've ever had that situation, this is the same situation I'm describing with spirit. So with spirituality, it's such an unusual journey. Like, I wish I could write you all a manual, and you probably heard me say this so many times on the podcast. I wish I could write you all a manual and say, day 1 of your spiritual journey, you will have this, this, and this. Day 2, you will have blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it won't always be that way, because your journey is so unique. Your journey carries so many different, amazing moments, and also moments where you've got to really look at yourself and really go, is this really me? Is this really what I want? So it carries so much weight. There's so many different parts of it. And so your journey will never be the same as anyone else's. So trying to share that with someone that maybe has had slightly similar journey, it still won't feel like they're getting it. They still won't understand you. So you've got to remember, protecting your abilities and protecting your journey is the right thing to do if it feels right. Now, the other end of the spectrum is you actually might want to share everything and be the open book and go, oh my God, I've just started this, this, and this, and this is what it's doing for me. And because you openly want to share it, you feel that pull to not get validation from other people that it's the right thing for you to do, but it's just that I really want to share it. Like, I really want to share these breakthroughs, this ability. I want to share what happened to me last week. I want to see what else anyone else thinks about this. And oh my God, I need a sisterhood to do this with me. And it's like, well, that's not wrong either. But if you are in that powerful energy of wanting to share it to the nth degree, you've got to be so certain within yourself and so solid within that you're not going to let anything infiltrate that joy. So if you're a person that shares openly, but then as soon as you hear something negative, you shut down, it's not going to benefit you to share that. Whereas if you share openly, and then when you receive some sort of feedback or comment, it just lights you up even more, then of course that's great. And if it's negative, it's like, well, it's not their journey, it's my journey. So you've got to have quite thick skin to be able to be the joyous soul that just shares and shares. But if you're private, don't feel bad about it. Don't feel like you're keeping spirit as some dirty little secret in the corner. It's not the case. It's you trying to figure out your journey. And it's so personal, so bespoke, it can take a while for that to happen. So I'm going to rewind slightly here and just tell you a little bit about I was 7 and I used to share my gift with my family. And that was probably the only people I could tell. And the only reason I shared it with them was because Spirit woke me up in the nighttime. I'd be screaming and crying. And so, of course, I needed comforting. And the only people that could actually comfort me were my parents and my brother. They were the only people. So my gift was torturous when I was younger. And then as I realised, as I got older, when my parents were telling like my grandparents, oh, she hasn't slept tonight, she's been feeling really, those visitors are back again. And you know when you can sense a tone in adults where almost my parents believe me, but I felt like they didn't want to make it a big thing. So they play it down slightly. And there was my one grandparent that was like, always said that I had the gift, always could see it and always said it. And then the other set of grandparents were a little bit more reserved and they wouldn't necessarily comment on it. And so I always noticed the tone difference when they were discussing my nighttime awakenings. And it was a bit like, oh, okay. And I got the impression then, even as a young child, I was so switched on that I thought, right, okay, that's not okay. They're not thinking this is normal. So, of course, that's where the normality started, having to feel like you should protect your gift. You should protect what happens to you here. You shouldn't share it with everyone. And I'm glad that happened. And I'm glad I didn't share it with everyone, because if I had, I don't think I'd be here with you now. I think I would be thinking I was a little bit disturbed in the head. There was something mentally wrong with me, which at times I have thought. But those years were almost my malleable years, molded. Like everything that was put upon you was making an impact on you. So if you started your journey later on in life, you probably won't have it so severely, because as you grow, obviously you get emotional maturity and you'll have gone through different life experiences that will have shaped you in a different way. But if you're a young child and having this, it can be very much the opposite effect, 'cause you don't have that emotional maturity. So as I grew older, I just learned to keep it to myself, and I told very, very few people. I told my best friends that are still my best friends now, but that was it. And even then when I told them, it was very much like, oh yeah, I see spirits everywhere. Oh, I can see your granddad over there. Oh, I can see. And they're like, oh, okay, can you? And it was so blasé how I said it that they were just like, oh, all right then, and didn't think anything of it. So it's weird when I say it like that, because if someone tells you stuff like that, how can you not think anything of it? But they genuinely didn't. Like if you don't make a big thing of things, nobody really notices. No one really makes a big thing of it either. They respond to your energy. So that was kind of it. And it wasn't until even my husband, like he still says to this day, he's like, you hid your spiritual gift from me. You hid a lot from me before I signed up to this marriage. He's joking, by the way. And I'm like, yeah, but I didn't. I did tell you, but I'd probably again told him with very much a blasé sort of tone. But he knows, obviously, I was woken up in the night. He knows spiritual visits. He knows like the readings I did over the years. He knows because people stopped him in the street in our local area and would say, I can't believe your wife's so gifted, like she's amazing and all this. And so he knew, but he didn't quite understand or want to know any more than that. He wanted it to be a little bit like, that's your thing. That's a side of you that I know exists. That's a side of you I know is there, but it's not a side that I want to be a part of in that world, but I respect it. So he was very much about taking a step back, but accepting it. But he also didn't want to learn or even experience. Like he'd never listen to my podcast. I'd be absolutely shocked if he listened to a podcast. He never watches a live stream. He doesn't come to live events. He literally couldn't watch me. He says, I don't know how you do it. He said, it makes me stressed just looking at you up there. He said, I feel bad for you. I'm like, why? He's like, it makes me really stressed. All these pressures on you. And it's like, oh no. So he can't see that side. His nurturing side can't handle it. So he moves away from it. And so it was easy for me to keep it private. It was easy for me to not share, even in day-to-day work, in office environments. Like I was a PA for years. I worked in banking. Like I was so polar opposite to what this is, what I do now. And like, honestly, I see some of my old colleagues from work following me on socials and I think they must think, what on earth has happened to that woman? Like, she used to be behind the desk, like selling loans. How is she like, how is she doing this? She used to be my PA. She used to have organized events for us. Like, how has this transition happened? So nobody knew, like no one knew. Because if I'd have told those people, I don't think anyone would have took me seriously. And so it was just this like strong urge to be normal. Like, I wanted to be in the background. I didn't want to be at the forefront. And if I was going to be at the forefront of something or going to be in the limelight, it was going to be for something like my wedding or something where it's I like something everyone else would do, like an award for being the best PA or something. I wouldn't have minded the spotlight being on me then. But for this, oh no, absolutely not. Oh my God, no. Because the fear of not being normal and being judged and people not getting it, I got really stressed over. And if you are in this situation where you haven't quite come to the point now where I am, where you want to share your gift and you want to help people and you want to shine the light on it, then when people like when you're there with spirit and you're having this profound beautiful experience, and say they've woke you up at night and they've given you this download, and then they've done this other thing for you, and then something else has just worked out and everything's just been delivered and all your signs are there and you've got this beautiful little relationship going on, and it feels like your secret powerful source that's just there in the background, and you're like, oh my God, it's so beautiful, I love it. And then when anyone disregards spirituality, you get mad. You're like, okay. So a bit like if you've got a child, if any of you are parents, and then you take a picture of your beautiful child and say you post it, I don't know, on a family chat or anywhere, and someone says something negative about your child. Oh Lord. Right? Oh Lord. Like, I know that most parents would not be happy with that. Can you imagine someone saying something negative about your child? Like, Carl, our producer here, he's a father of 4, aren't you, Carl? Can you imagine if someone said something negative about your child? Wouldn't be, would it? No, wouldn't be nice. It hurts. It hurts to the core because it's like, they're a child. How can you see them like that? How can you have such a strong opinion of my child? How can you, like, no, that's not okay. And so you naturally get protective of spirit exactly the same way. It's so weird. And it's like you become like their number one fan. And so when anyone says anything negative then about spirit, when you've been on this amazing little journey, you've got this secret little source in the back of your pocket, and then somebody says something negative, it's like, oh, it feels really weird and it feels horrible. And what it can actually do, so say if you're in a relationship where your partner is the one that says it, then it can actually make you start to look at your partner in a different way. So it can actually be quite detrimental. So if the partner's being negative about your beautiful spiritual experience, it can make you feel pulled away from them. And this is why a lot of people that I've spoke to are like, if they haven't got spiritual partners, they really struggle because they can't understand how they can evolve into this beautiful relationship and have all this kind of guidance coming in, and then their partner's still in the 3D reality of just focusing on what's happening around them and then just reacting to life and totally disconnected from anything else. It blows people's minds how the two can combine. And it's like, oh, you know what I mean? It's like this is why people hold back. And they go, Katie, how do you do it? You know, is Mr. H spiritual? I'm like, he's 100% not spiritual. But he's 100% respectful. This is the difference. He's 100% respectful of my gift, what I do, and how I help people. And for that, we have a beautiful relationship. So I don't understand his job. I don't really want to understand his job. I know it's good and he enjoys it, and I respect him for that. But I don't really follow anything he does. And likewise, but you can still have that co-creation. So I really want to say this for the people that are in that journey when they feel they haven't got the people to share the journey with. Like, it's normal to feel that you've got this secret source that could change your whole life. And yet there's this fear that if you do, you're going to alienate everybody around you. And then also, if you've been in a particularly maybe strict religious upbringing, you realize that the actual beauty of what you love about God and the church and whatever religion it is you follow is actually connection. Because ultimately, when you like strip everything back and you bring it down to the true reality, it's connection. That's the thing that unites everything together. And that's what religion does. It connects people. And this is what spirituality does. It connects you to you. It connects you to your purpose. It connects you to your desires. It connects you to a higher power. So we co-create with the universe. And people are scared of this power because it means that you might change. It means that you might evolve, or you might not be the same. Well, then they're forced to change. So there can be so much that it brings up for people. And so if you want to keep your journey private, I respect that. If you want to go and try all the different spiritual activities that you can do, like spirit guide connection, healing, retreats, meditation, journaling, crystals, sound bath, yoga, Pilates, open water swimming, go and do it all. Go and literally bathe in every single thing, because you will understand how it's serving you. And not all of those things will serve you. But unless you try everything, and unless you go on this journey and decide how to nurture that journey, how is it better for you? Is it better to do it with a group of women or a group of friends or a group of, if you're a man, group of men? However you want to do this. Or if you want to do it on your own, just do it how it feels right for you. Because when I started sharing this gift out with the world, it was a massive deal. It was a massive deal. Like I can't even begin to tell you, I was terrified. And it just literally, like I say, you get a choice here. You get to share it when you feel ready. I don't feel I ever had that choice. I feel like I was just made to do it by spirit. So it was, and in hindsight, they were right. And if I had made the choice, we wouldn't be here now. I'd still be at this age, at this point in my life, going, do I or don't I share my spiritual abilities with the world? So they know this about me. They know you. So they will know when it's the right time. And if you need a little nudge or a shove, in my case, they will create that space. They will do it. And so we spend a lot of time worrying about when the right time is to share it, yet we don't realize there's a team that know more than we do. And there's a team that, I swear one of them stroking my head right now, there's a team up there that know more. Yes, they know more, and they will give you more if you just trust and allow them to guide you. And if you just go with where they lead you. So if you don't know my story, I try and drop a little bit in because I don't want to make these podcasts all about myself. But equally, I want to be able to give you examples. So I've snipped, I think I've put a few snippets in. But basically what happened with my journey was they literally decided I was going to be shared to the masses. It was my time. And so I read for someone that had a high profile audience, forgot to tell them to keep it a secret. Next thing you know, they literally just pushed me out onto social media and my whole diary was full. Like my diary went mental. So without me even realizing, I'd gone from hiding in the closet, doing a few spiritual readings behind the scene, to somebody shouting about me, giving me a promotion that I didn't ask for. God bless her. And then next thing you know, the whole world knows who I am. Literally, that's how it felt. Obviously, it wasn't the whole world. It was still a very small audience compared to what I've got now. But to me, I literally felt like I'd made it. I literally felt like I'd made it. And there's a funny TikTok trend, an Instagram trend that's going around where it's the film, you know, The Devil Wears Prada. If anyone's seen The Devil Wears Prada, I love that film. And there's a part of it where she's talking about when she's famous. And she's going, can you just tell, when we get back to London, just tell Leslie that to handle the press and all of this. That is literally how I felt because I'd had like 100 bookings in one night. I was like, I need a PR agent. I need management. I need this. Like, it was so dramatic because I just felt so like, I felt the enormity of it. And I knew, and I think I secretly knew that if I was going to say yes to this, it was going to literally blow up and there'd be no coming back from it. And that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what happened. But you know what? I was ready for it. I've had people be negative. I've had people challenge my gifts. I've had people celebrate. I've had people say I've saved their lives several thousand times over, which is terrifying, but also so amazing at the same time. So we help people in the most profound way, but by hiding your gifts when you've already worked out who you are, what you're doing with them, it's not the jam, is it? That's not going to help anyone, and it wasn't helping me. So I'm going to leave that there with you. I'm hoping that you have got something from this. And I was trying to cover there a lot of different variations because I see so many different variations of people hiding their gifts. So I'm hoping that you can relate to a couple of these. And remember, trust yourself, what feels right in your heart and deep within your core. Always pay attention to your core. What feels right there, listen to it. Share in a way that feels good for you. Share in a time that feels good for you, and honor it because you know better. And protect your journey. Work out what it means for you, and then share. And remember, who you become in this journey is so much greater than holding yourself back because of fearing who you could become. Please rewind that and listen to that part again. There's a message there for you all. Now, we are at the end of the podcast episode, so I'm going to be doing our feather intention. So I'm going to, if you can't see me because you're watching on Apple or Spotify, make sure you give us a like and a review. I say it every time, but the amount of people we get viewing and listening to our podcast is incredible. But please, can you like and subscribe so we can get more people on here? We can get more opportunities coming your way, and we can make even more juicier content. So the more we have people sharing and liking, the more juicier the content is going to become because of the opportunities that present themselves. So we appreciate that. But I'm going to set the intention now. So I've got a feather in my hand, and I'm going to just speak now to Spirit, to forces the highest good and intention of purity and light. Please send this feather and this intention to everyone that's listened here. Give them the power to honor their own spiritual journey, to not put pressure upon themselves to be or to have or to do something that doesn't feel right, to make sure that they understand their journey is unique and bespoke, and that's okay. We love you. Thank you, Spirit. There we go. I hope you received that, and I'll see you back for another juicy episode very soon. Lots of love. Bye.